Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 2020-2021 school year, and welcome to first grade. I'm so excited that we're going to get to start this year in our classroom. This year may look a little different, but I look forward to seeing where it takes us. I want to make sure that your child's first grade year is a positive, engaging experience that challenges them to grow and be their best. I look forward to getting to know your child more in the coming weeks and working together so we can help them succeed. Here's a little bit about me. This will be my second year teaching first grade at Plato. I've loved being a teacher at Plato and appreciate all the kind welcome I've received from the families, staff, and our community. I earned my Bachelor of Science degree in elementary education from Southwest Baptist University, and currently I'm working on my Master of Arts in Teaching and Learning through MSU. Here are a couple photos of our classroom. It may look a little different when students arrive. We may have to get rid of carpets and some of the cushion chairs, but we'll see. I'll be using Class Dojo for communication throughout the year to inform families about school guidelines, procedures, any COVID updates, our classroom events and information. I'll post photos of the students and their work that they're doing. If you guys aren't connected to Dojo, please send me an email. You can find that over here, or go to our Zoom meeting during open house. I'll tell you more about that soon, and I will help you guys get connected. We're also going to be using Google Classroom during the year, so this will be utilized if we switch to virtual learning. I'll be using it in class occasionally just to make sure that students are familiar with it, so if we do switch over, they know how to use it. In our classroom for ELA, we're going to be using guided reading this year. So students work with me in small groups. We read books that are on their level and work on skills just to help them with their reading and writing and strengthen some of those skills. For math, we're going to be using Math Connects. So we will meet with small groups after the lesson just to ensure that students are grasping the material before we move on to new information. We might do some small groups working with math centers or stations. And we're also going to cover about a unit each 2 weeks. For social studies and science, we're going to alternate between the two for lessons, and we teach about 2 lessons per week, kind of as time permits. So in social studies, a few things we'll look at are US symbols, the past and present, our laws and rights, maps, different things like that. And for science, we're going to use mystery science, so students ask questions and explore through experimentation to answer those questions. For grading, we're going to be using standards-based grading again. So students receive scores based on this information below. If they receive a 1, that means they need quite a bit more assistance and maybe some reteaching with the topic. A 2 means they're close, but not quite to grade level, and they need a little more practice or assistance. 3 is on grade level, and that is always our target. Our goal is a 3. A 4 means the student is above grade level. They know the information well enough to be able to teach it to someone else. For homework, I don't plan on sending homework regularly. I may send a reading book once in a while, or maybe a practice page if students are struggling in a certain area. Maybe I'll send home like a family activity like a STEAM challenge or scavenger hunt. I don't want to cut into your time on weekends or evenings. I think it's important for that to be family time, so I try to not cut in with homework on that. I do plan to offer tutoring after school, and that will be for students that are struggling with material that's taught in class. So when tutoring does start, I'll send out invitations through Dojo messages or notes home, and those will be for the students that could use some extra assistance. To come to tutoring, this child needs to bring a signed note into school with them. So a Dojo message or a phone call isn't enough. We also have to have a signed note saying that they're staying after school just for documentation purposes. Here's a quick glimpse at our day. Students will likely be eating breakfast in the classroom, so they'll be dropped off from the bus at 7:30 or parent pickup. They'll pick up their breakfast and then come to the classroom. We'll have calendar time, our title time. This is a tentative time frame. We'll work on our stations and our reading groups in the morning through guided reading. We'll do some read aloud activities. We have recess, tentatively 10:15 to 10:35, and then lunch afterwards, 10:40 to 11. Then we come back to do some stations, maybe a STEAM challenge, work kindness connection. We'll have our science or social studies lesson. We may have some tech time practicing using Google Classroom or other resources. Specials is 12:42 to 1:37. And then after that, at the end of our day, we have our math block. We'll have snack, do some end of day routines to wrap up our day. Here's a picture of the Plato behavior matrix and our voice levels. If you are not familiar with this, you can just pause the video here to take a look at it, or you can check out the Plato handbook to see more. And on this slide, the Plato behavior matrix is continued. So basically what we are teaching our students are to be respectful, responsible, and safe. For supplies, students will need their own school supplies this year. We're not doing community supplies, and students are only bringing necessary items to school, and they're going to take home extra belongings each night. Supplies can be dropped off at school the week of August 17th through the 20th, and this will be very helpful if you're able to drop them off then, so we aren't bringing supplies in Monday, day one of school, and trying to sort through those. So if you're able to, please bring them the 17th through the 21st. All you'll do is pull up to the front of the school, and someone will come out to get your child's things and take them to the classroom. Please make sure that your child's items are labeled, the bag that you put them in, or the items are labeled with their name, my name, and the grade, so it can make it to the correct classroom. Up here in this top box, I'm asking that you guys label these items with initials or first and last name, and then they're going to go in your child's labeled pencil box, so make sure their name's on the pencil box as well. And these are the items that we'll be using daily. On this other side, we have the items that are kind of extra backup, so when we run out of a glue stick, we have an extra, or they're items that they don't need to keep in their desks yet. So please just put these items in a plastic bag, put their name on it, and I will store those until your child needs them. Down here at the bottom, I have a couple of wish list items. So I have earbuds requested on here. These are like $1 at Dollar Tree. You can get them pretty cheap at Walmart. These will be really great if we are using iPads in the classroom, then your child has their own earbuds to use, so we're not sharing supplies. And I also requested extra pencil boxes. You can get those pretty cheap at Dollar Tree or Walmart. And those will be if your child's pencil box for their supplies breaks, or an extra, maybe we'll have math manipulatives to put in there. So they would have 2 pencil cases for their desk. Right here, I have our Zoom link for our open house meeting. So on August 20th, starting 4:30 until 7 p.m., we're going to have a virtual open house on Zoom. So right over here is my link information, the meeting ID number, the password, our time, and then this right here is a link. So all you have to do is type in bit.ly/Graber open house, and that'll take you right to the Zoom meeting. I'll also post this slide on Dojo, so if you guys can't find it, you can check there. And this information, along with other teacher meetings, will be posted on the district homepage. And if you have questions about transportation or any medical questions, you can check on the district homepage, and it tells you which Zoom meeting to join to ask those questions. During our Zoom meeting, I'm going to be asking what transportation your child will have for in the morning and the afternoon. So if you're not sure about bus number, it'd be a great idea to check that out before joining our Zoom meeting. Due to COVID, the following procedures have been updated to meet our health and safety guidelines. So for transportation, if possible, students and families are encouraged to provide their own transportation to and from school. Students that do ride the bus will be assigned seats on the bus with their household units. Parents are asked to provide face masks for their children. Face masks are recommended to ride the bus. If you are going to send your child with a face mask, please make sure that they're able to put it on and take it off by themselves so that we aren't touching their masks and spreading our germs to them. And also, if you are going to send them with a mask, it's a great idea to practice wearing that mask at home for just different lengths of time, just so they're not riding the bus day one wearing the mask for the first time. They'll be a little more comfortable with it. For pickup procedures, they have changed to allow for increased efficiency and safety. Due to COVID-19 guidelines, we're asking that parents wait in their vehicles for the children to be dismissed to them. There's a video right here where you can see how we can keep each other safe during drop-off and pickup. I know you guys can't click this link, but you can type in the bit.ly/Plato Transportation, or you can check out the district homepage. It'll be posted there, and I can post that link in Dojo as well. Physical activity and arts education are very important to our overall student well-being, so classes will continue to be offered with modifications and precautions in place to provide for safety and social distancing. Recess will be held 1 class at a time, and specials may be held in the classroom when necessary. Breakfast and lunch may need to be eaten in classrooms or in groups of fewer than 50, depending on state and local guidelines. Students are allowed to bring their own lunches from home. However, microwaves will not be accessible in the cafeteria or in the classroom. Students will not be allowed to bring in treats from home for birthday parties or celebrations due to the current health guidelines. For after-school events, a signed waiver or permission slip will be required to attend for after-school training or school-organized events. Due to COVID-19 guidelines, admitting parents and visitors to the building have changed. So please remain in your vehicle and call the office once you arrive at the school. Office staff will meet you outside, and parent meetings will also take place in the former preschool building that's on the corner of Plato Drive. For our technology this year, students in preschool through first grade will have an iPad and a charger to take home. For grades 2 through 12, students will be issued a Chromebook. Insurance and user agreement information will be sent home during the first few days of school, and students will be provided a login information card. That login information card will have their login for using Google Classroom, Happy Numbers, Epic, different apps and websites that we use for education. The Plato RV School District has created the following 3 phases to address potential COVID-19 guidelines during the 2020-21 school year. The district will only be in one phase at a time, and the phase will be determined by the status of the pandemic. At this point, school will open in phase 3, which is seated classes. So schools are open, but we will have precautions. Phase 2 is a blended learning phase where schools are open, but they're under social distancing restrictions, and virtual learning is also being used. Phase 1 is online learning where all school buildings are closed to students, but learning will continue. There are many unknowns right now and a lot of changing guidance regarding the best way to keep our students and staff safe. Guidance from the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, the CDC, and area health departments are being utilized to create plans to support safe reentry to school. Students must bring their own water bottle. Water fountains will not be used, but the water bottle station portion of the fountain will be available. Please make sure that your child's water bottle can be opened and closed by them, and make sure their name or initials are on the water bottle. I'm also asking that if you're able to, get a water bottle that is not as likely to leak or spill while they're drinking from it. So a water bottle that might have the straw or the Camelback style, that will be a lot more manageable in the classroom. If the water bottle dumps, it's not as likely to spill everywhere. And water bottles will be sent home every night so that they can be cleaned, and then please make sure you're sending those back to school daily. We also ask that students refrain from bringing personal items to school unless it's absolutely necessary to the educational process. So toys and extra little knickknacks should stay at home. Any items that are brought to school, such as backpacks and water bottles, should be cleaned at home each night. For backpacks, it would be a great idea to spray it with Lysol or wash it every once in a while. As far as cleaning it out daily, just make sure you're taking out papers that are used that day or any items that are being sent home. The guidelines are continuously changing, so please be flexible as they may change as we receive new guidance. Thank you guys very much for your understanding during this time. Some other information and reminders: be sure to drop off school supplies the week of August 17th through 21st if you're able to, and don't forget to label the items and the bag. Make sure that you're connected on Dojo. If not, send me an email or come to our open house on Zoom. And here's the information again for that open house on Zoom. You can come if you have any questions or would just like to say hello. And I'll post this link again on Dojo. And then also don't forget to get a water bottle for the year and enjoy your last few days of summer break. I'm looking forward to our first day of school and all the fun that's ahead of us. Please reach out to me if you guys have any questions or concern about the year or any questions that you have about this presentation. Here's my contact information. You can message me on Dojo, you can send me an email, or you can call the school office at this number here. Thank you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you all soon.